Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Nitsa and welcome to today's reveal for our March entries for our hashtag Birthstones Cal 2025. Now those of you that may have just joined us, I'll let you know what that's all about. Each and every month we take inspiration from the birthstone for that month and we create anything we want using that color. It doesn't just have to be in that color, but that color needs to feature in your make. Now, a lot of us, including myself, are crocheting blankets, whether it be in strips, like pieces, or in squares, that we join together, and we are going to create a blanket. And so many of you have been so creative with your makes that please sit back today with something to drink and possibly project that you're working on, because we have 37 entries to wow us. I cannot wait to bring them to you. Now, at the end of each month, when your projects come into me, we do this little showcase today, and then in a few days I come back because there is a prize of 4 stitch markers for each and every month, including the birthstone stitch marker, the stone, and they are brought to us from our beautiful friend Rose at Rose Likes Crochet, so you know they are great quality. Now April is going to be diamond. No spoiler there, I'm pretty sure we all knew that. So this is the set that will be going out for the end of April. But so far we've given away 2 months worth. So we've had January, garnet, amethyst for February, and it was the aquamarine for March. So the winner of this month's stitch marker set will get an aquamarine one like that, and also 3 of the other stitch markers. Always you'll get a little cocoa dog, different colors, a little yarn ball like that, or skein of yarn, and a surprise one as well. So I'd like to thank Rose for putting these together for us. They're absolutely gorgeous. I did purchase 12 sets, but Rose will be posting them out to you. So I just think that's wonderful. So we're kind of in collaboration together. It's really nice to get together with friends as always. Now, as I touched on earlier, am making a blanket. But before we get to that, each and every one of you that celebrated a birthday in March or had family members or friends, I hope you had a wonderful time and you enjoyed some time together. That's the most important thing I think about birthdays. As I'm getting older, I realize that the time we have for each other is the most important, whether it was a phone call or a card that someone took the time to write to you, or if you actually spend some time together. That would have been awesome. So I hope you had a wonderful time. And of course, to all our friends celebrating in March, I know there's quite a few of you, including my mum. So I hope you all have a beautiful birthday celebration as well. Now, let me just talk to you about my blanket very, very quickly, and then we'll get on to your fabulous makes. So I'm using blanket yarn, which I absolutely love, to create a sunburst granny square for each birthstone colour. And I am using all the blanket yarn in my stash, so I'm not buying any more. So I'm trying to get as close as I can to the colour for the month. Now, aquamarines, they go from a greeny blue all the way to a sky blue. So we had a nice range of colours to choose from. And, I say close enough is good enough, because we don't want to be buying extra yarn for this. It's a good way to use our yarn stash as well. Now, this month, excuse me, I used this colour here. Now, if you see it up close, you'll probably notice that it does have some blues and greens in it, but it was a thinner blanket yarn. It's more flat than the other ones. It's very soft. And I do use a 9mm hook with it. So the square seems to me that it turned out just a little bit more smaller, but I'm sure that as the others join to it, because I'm making 12 squares, one for each birthstone, and then 4 on the corners to make 16. So here is my square here. I absolutely love the sunburst granny square. It does get a little bit lost in the one color, but you can see it there in the middle. So that was my square. Oh, let me pop it up. There you go. They're quite a nice size. So that was my square for March. So let me just pop it down there for now. And are you all ready? Let me dress myself, guys. Are you all ready to get started with this showcase of everyone's makes? Now, I did neglect to mention that over here you can see this bingo wheel, and inside are bingo balls. Now, each bingo ball has a color, a number and a letter that corresponds to it, and everybody's entries has the exact same, like a number, a color, and a letter corresponding to their name. So when we draw the winner, when I spin it around in a few days' time, whichever one comes out, you'll know that it was yours. So that's how I'm doing it. I thought it was a fun way for us to choose the winners each month. And as I said, please forgive me if I somehow have missed your name, your entry for March. Please send it to me. Today is the 2nd of April, so let's make it to the end of the week, maybe Friday, which will be the 4th of April. So if you can do that for me, that'll be wonderful. Let me know if I've missed you accidentally, and then I'll come back on maybe the Saturday, and I'll spin around our little cage here. It's not a barrel, it's a cage, and we'll pick our winner. So without any further ado, guys, let's get started, because we have 37 entries to get through, and they are all gorgeous. Now, first off, we have our friend Shirley. Shirley's making snowflake squares for each month, and here you'll see her March entry. Shirley crocheted using big twist yarn in the color aqua. And the colors look so great together already, don't they, guys? So Shirley, here is your name and the corresponding information on that little ball in there with your details on it. Now, next we have our friend Annette B. This is Annette's March square with the birthstone colour represented in the circle, and the yarn used was from Annette's stash. I love that. Another blanket I'm looking forward to seeing completed. And Annette, here is your details. And next we have our lovely friend Laura P. Now, Laura used big twist yarn in the colour aqua for her March square. Laura has decided to border the blanket using black yarn, making all the beautiful colours pop, and of course it'll make the blanket bigger. So thank you so much, Laura, and here are your details. Now, here we have our friend Lynn from Lynn Penguins Creations. Now, if you don't already know Lynn, please go and hang out with her. She has a cowl running at the moment because April is her birthday month. So please go and visit her. Now, here you'll see Lynn's very pretty heart square. I can't wait to see all the coloured hearts in your blanket, Lynn. So thank you so much for sending that in to us and joining us. And here are your details here. Now, our friend Star Shelton says this adorable little octo is for her grandson due to be born in June. What a wonderful addition to your family, Star Shelton. Such a blessing. Thank you so much for sending in your little octo. And here are your details here. Now, our friend Aussie Sandy says this little trauma teddy is destined for Sandy's charity. His head and body are made from 100% acrylic yarn called Needles yarn. I haven't heard of that one. And the rest is made up using scrap balls of yarn from Sandy's stash. He is so super cute, Sandy. And here are your details here. Now, next, our friend Valerie H. has sent in this very pretty beanie. It is a Bag O' Day pattern, and Valerie has used big twist yarn in the colour Aqua Ombre. Just perfect. Now, our friend Alley Cat has sent in these two very pretty dishcloths. They are made using Hobby Lobby Craft Secret yarn and some mill-ends that were gifted to her, I believe, by a friend. The colours are representing the aquamarine birthstone perfectly. Thank you, Alley Cat. And here are your ball details here. Now, our friend Josephine, here you'll see Anderson. He is a seal. The pattern is from Animal Friends of Pika Pow, book number 2. Josephine used number 4 weight yarn and a 2.75mm Clover or more hook. That's tiny. I absolutely love Anderson and his beanie. So thank you so much, Josephine. And here are your details here. Now, next we have our friend Valerie R. She has sent in 3 makes, which she has been no, this is Valerie 3 makes. Apologies, 2 makes. Oh my gosh, Valerie, I'm losing it. So let's start again. Our friend Valerie has sent in 2 makes. Now first here I say, oh my gosh, look at this adorable bunny lovey. The pattern is by Bella Coco, and Valerie used Stylecraft Special Aran yarn for that one. And here you'll see the sweetest baby hexicardi. The pattern is by Ophelia Talks. Valerie used yarn from her stash and a 4mm hook. And I wonder who will be the lucky recipient of both those beautiful makes. So Valerie, here are your ball details. Now our friend Margaret V, she sends in her make, and I say, look at this gorgeous table runner. The pattern is Festive Table Runner by Jada in Stitches. Margaret used Baby Bee yarn from Hobby Lobby in Sweet Delights prints in the colorway Tricycle Time. Margaret tells us this is a quick make. I absolutely love it. Table runner has been on my crochet to-do list for ages. Ever since I think we saw our friend Julie at KS Mum Crochets make one. And Margaret, here are your details here. Now our friend Pearl sent in this beautiful set. It is a divine hat and a waffle stitch scarf. Pearl used a skein of yarn from her stash gifted to her by a friend. The bow on the hat is where Pearl attaches the scarf to the hat so that they stay together as a set. Absolutely gorgeous. They look so soft and beautiful. And Pearl, here are your details here. There you go. Now next we have our friend Missa Pippin. Now Missa has sent in 3 entries, which she has a continuing theme for the whole cowl, which is wonderful. So here, Missa has added aquamarine, silly me, aquamarine to her snake using DK yarn and a 4.5mm hook. The pattern is purchased from Etsy by the Crochet Code. I love that we watch him grow each month, Missa. Now here you'll see Missa's Willow Square. She used DK weight yarn and a 4mm hook. The pattern is a YouTube tutorial by Crochet with Yarn Child. And thirdly, here is Mrs. super adorable baby doll pattern, purchased from Etsy by Hogolada Design. Maybe by the end of the year I'll be able to say that. Missa used a DK weight yarn and a 4mm hook for that one as well. So Missa, thank you so much for sending in all your makes. And here are your ball details here. Now our friend Vicky D crocheted these 2 beautiful prayer squares. The top one is made with big twist yarn and the bottom one is made using yarn scraps. Both have been made with a 5.5mm hook, and Vicky is sending them to our friend Rose at Rose Likes Crochet. Vicky, you're very, very sweet and kind to do that. I'm sure that Rose will appreciate that. And Vicky, here are your ball details, and Vicky has sent us in 1 wool make. So here are your ball details for both your makes. Now here you'll see that Vicky also crocheted a new skirt for her doll Cindy using 3 different yarns, creating such a beautiful skirt. I love all the colors and the textures in it so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Vicky. Now our friend Mads at Gray and Crochet, again another YouTube yarny creator. If you haven't already gone to visit her, please go and do so. You will absolutely love her dog socks. Now here you'll see this mini socks, which is Mads's Greyhound. That's hard to say. He is wearing a jumper made of Spot Saver yarn in the color aqua. It's very fitting for March's birthstone. So thank you so much, Mads, for sending that in to us. And here is your ball details there. Now Diane S crocheted 2 cowls for her 2 lovely hairdressers. They have been her hairdressers for a very long time. Diane used latte cakes in the colorway Velvet Team with a chocolate 6mm Clover or more hook. Diane, I'm sure your hairdressers will absolutely love their gifts. They must be so super soft being made out of the latte cakes. So Diane, here are your ball details here. Now our friend Julianne, I'm being very corny here, guys. I think that Julianne is having a whale of a time with our Cal. Here you'll see her whale. He's super adorable. It's a YouTube tutorial by Double Dutch Crochet, and Julianne used Red Heart Super Saver yarn to make him. Thank you so much, Julianne, for sending him in. And here are your ball details. Now our friend Kim sent in her make. Here you'll see a beautiful pair of knitted socks, and I love the way that the yarn has striped. Now our friend Kim is by Stitchel. She can crochet and knit. So Kim, thank you so much. And there are your board details there. We're still there, guys. We've still got a few to go. Now our friend Thea made a cradle purse. She used aqua and dark purple 8-ply 100% acrylic yarn. The pattern is one she's used many times before. It's from Claire Sullivan at bobwilson123.com, and I believe that Claire also has a YouTube channel. She's an Australian maker from memory. It is a written free pattern and a YouTube tutorial. Very cool project there. One that is on my crochet to-do list. And here are your ball details. Now next, we have our friend Jean B. Jean has sent in her super cute axolotl. Jean has used blanket yarn for the main colour being turquoise. Perfect for March's birthstone. So Jean, thank you so much. And here are your ball details. Now next up we have our friend Kimberly or Kim, and here is Kim's Sunburst Granny Square made using Yarn Bees easygoing yarn in the colour Sky, and you all know how much I love a Sunburst Granny Square. So Kimberly, here are your ball details. Next we have our friend Bella from Bella's Crocheted Gifts. Again, another yarny friend with a YouTube channel. I'm sure you know of her. I have chatted about her in the past as well. If not, go and visit her. Now, here is another beautiful square that Bella is making for a blanket that she's going to put together, piece it all together at the end of the year, and it's going along to one of her charities. So thank you so much, Bella, for sending it in to us. And here is your ball details. Now our friend Caroline, or Sweet Caroline Crochet as she's known, I think, on Instagram. I just say, oh my goodness, Caroline has crocheted a peacock this month. She's got a bird theme happening and she wows us every month. The pattern is by Moji Design. Caroline used a 3.25mm hook and random acrylic scraps of yarn. Just wow. I just love them, and I think that we all, get that wow factor each and every month. And there are your ball details, Caroline. Now, Helen R. crocheted some very pretty dishcloths in March's birthstone colour. Here you'll see also, zoom in guys, the stitch markers that Helen won for February. Now she especially loves the little Coco dog stitch marker. Oh, that warms my heart. Thank you so much, Helen. And here are your ball details for March. Now our friend Sharon K sent in her make. So here is Sharon's heart square made using Spot Saver 10-ply acrylic yarn in aqua. Check out, you have to guys, check out Sharon's gorgeous hook. It has a little purple mushroom on top, purple beads and a purple hook. It's just perfect as far as I'm concerned. So Sharon, thank you so much, and here are your ball details. Now our friend Marta crocheted a market bag using a mystery ball of cotton yarn. Marta used the Crochet Market Bag tutorial from Ophelia Talks. Marta tells us this is a very easy pattern. You've done a beautiful job of it, Marta. Thank you so much for sending it in. And here are your ball details for March. Now our friend Sally at Nanny Moon's Crochet, again another yarny friend which you've heard of me refer to many a time. If you haven't already started hanging out with her, please go and do so. Here you'll see a couple of beanies, and Polly, her styrofoam foam, like this one here, who has no name, I really need to name mine as well, is wearing an the beanies on poly, one of them. There is another beanie in there. And also you'll see an upside down beanie, which grew up to be a basket. Now I'm saying here, we've all had that happen, right guys? How many times have we made a beanie and we think the yarn is too stiff or it's just sitting like a basket? So Sally, you are not alone there. Thank you for making us giggle. And Sally, here are your ball details here. Now, our friend Julie at KS Mum Crochets, another lovely yarny friend, which I'm sure you're all hanging out with. If not, please go and do so. Excuse me. Now, Julie has added 6 rows to her very pretty blanket using March's birthstone colour. I can't wait to see that one finished as well. So, Julie, thank you so much. And here are your ball details. Now, our friend Fee from Oz, she continues to make little dinosaurs for each month. And here is another adorable little dinosaur crocheted using plush yarn. I just want to, like, I always imagine all the little coloured dinosaurs, you know, playing together. I think that is so cool. Sophie, thank you so much for sending in your make for March. And here is your ball details. Now, our friend Heather has crocheted this beautiful layered flower 3D square from the 3D Granny Square book. Heather used Premier anti-pilling DK weight yarn. The colours complement each other perfectly, and I love the blues that you use to represent the aquamarine. Absolutely beautiful, and the green border as well. So thank you so much, Heather, for sending in your beautiful square. And here are your ball details. Now, our friend Nat T is crocheting circles and turning them into squares. The circle represents the birthstone. You may remember that Nat was using brown to border her circles, but now she's switched it up to grey. Both versions are beautiful, Nat, so either way, we think they're gorgeous. So thank you so much, and here are your ball details. Now, Dawn, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful basket. It is the lace top crochet basket by Brianna Kay. Dawn used I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby in the colours turquoise and mint with a 4mm hook. The basket holds her crochet hooks and stitch markers perfectly. I love that. It's actually a beautiful basket. And there are your ball details, Dawn. Thank you so much for sending in your make. Now, our friend Liza crocheted this very cute whale. I love that he has blue eyes as well to go with the aquamarine theme. Very, very cute. Thank you, Liza. And here are your ball details. Now, our friend Corinne has sent in the toffee beanie, which was our beanie of the week from the 23rd of January 2025. The pattern is by Sweet Pea Seeds Inspirations, and Corinne used puzzle yarn. Not sure of the colorway, she says, as it was a scrap ball. It's very pretty, and I love the pom-pom that you've added on top. So Corinne, here are your ball details. We're nearly at the end, guys. Now, our friend Natalie O, here you'll see Natalie's Divine hat, a favourite hat to crochet by most of us, including me. You've done a beautiful job, Natalie. Thank you so much for sending it in. And here are your ball details. And lucky last, we have our friend Natasha from Hooks and Stitches. Now, again, another yarny friend with a YouTube channel. If you're not already hanging out with her, you really, really should. She's got so much going on. At the moment, she's actually moving house, so she really does have a lot on. Now, here you'll see Natasha is crocheting a C2C square using Stylecraft Special DK each month, and this month's colorway was Duck Egg, and she's using a 3.75mm Susan Bates hook. Now all Natasha has to do is put the brown border on it, because as I said, she is moving, so you know, we'll give her that grace for this month. And here, Natasha, are your ball details. And that's it, guys. How amazing is that? Each and every one of you sent in something amazing. I'm watching the blankets grow and like the snake grow, and I'm just so in love with all of them. I cannot wait. You know, I'm not wishing the year away, but, you know, imagine at the end of the year, you know, all of our makes together. Now, as I said, if I've missed anyone accidentally, apologies, but please send it to me. You have a couple of days to email me, and I think by Saturday I'll actually will come back and choose the winner. But in the meantime, let's talk about April. So let me put my glasses on. Now, April, according to my list, because I know there are various lists, but April's birthstone is the diamond. Now, as we know, diamonds come in many colors, guys, and I have had some conversations with some of you in the emails about what are we going to do for a diamond, and we all kind of thought that adding some sparkle yarn in there might be nice. A lot of us are going towards the white, but as I said, diamonds come in like black and pinks and purples and a whole variety of colors. I think there's even greens in there. Yeah, there's yellow and orange and blue. So it's totally up to you which diamond you go with. The most common of all, which is like, the white diamond, whitish diamond, or, a clear diamond, or you might choose a color of, like a rare precious one, which would be awesome. Now, let's see what the diamond symbolizes. It symbolizes strength, clarity, love, and light. And the name comes from a Greek word Adamas, Adamas, meaning invincible and unbreakable. Well, I guess that's why, diamonds are so strong, aren't they, guys? So anyone, with a birthstone for April, that there's some of your qualities, I'm sure. Thank you so much for joining me once again, guys, to showcase all of your amazing makes. Keep those entries coming. We have until the 30th of April 2025, Sydney Australia time midnight, to send them in to me, and we're going to do this all over again in a month's time. But in the meantime, we need to select our March winner for the stitch markers, and then these are the ones that are going out for April. So thank you once again for joining me. I really do appreciate the time that you take to come and write in the comments, congratulate everyone on their wonderful makes. I hope you're all keeping well, and until I see you all very soon, take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.